All right, go.
Welcome, Wolves Country, to the 4th edition of NSU Wolves Weekly. I'm John Jack alongside my wonderful co-host, Sam Masson. Sam, how's it going on this Wednesday?
Dude, I'm not going to hold you right now. It is toasty in this room. We're doing good. Boys are feeling good. Vibes are high. Little Wednesday night. Feeling good.
We're here in the Northern State Wrestling Room here in the Barnett Center. This is my first time being in here. I don't know how you guys can practice in here every day. Water weight must be very low at this point. So we've got 2 members of the NSU Wolves wrestling team. They just came off 2 road victories where they traveled over 900 miles going from Lafayette, Iowa, home of the Upper Iowa Peacocks. Took them down and then picked up another road dub in Mankato, another ranked victory. It seems like you guys are playing ranked.
Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up real quick for Wolves Wrestling. Let's clap it up for Wolves Wrestling.
NSIC Wrestling, is it the best conference?
Yeah,
See, you guys are playing, going up against ranked competition every week. So you got
Somebody today compared it to the Big Ten of wrestling. Is that what you guys say? It's similar?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Big Ten of wrestling. It's Big Ten of wrestling. Okay, all right. Big Ten of wrestling.
So let's introduce our 2 guests for today. So just say your name, where you're from, your grade, and then what weight class. That's fine.
I'm Landen Fischer from Rapid City, South Dakota. I'm a junior and I wrestle 125.
I'm Wyatt Turnquist. I'm from South Dakota, junior, and I wrestle 125.
So how did you guys first get into wrestling?
So I've got a twin brother, and he always used to fight around the house constantly. So my parents had to put us in something that we could do it, I guess, a little more organized, get the fighting out of us.
Take out some aggression.
Yeah.
So my older brother wrestled. He wasn't really good, but I think he started when he was 6. So my first tournament, I just turned 3. I think I was still in diapers actually. I was 28 pounds. So it's just was really fun.
You guys ever play any other sports, or was it just wrestling?
Yeah, I played a lot of other sports, but kind of too small to do anything else, so kind of stuck with wrestling.
Yeah, something really I did. Growing up, I did just about everything, but towards the end of my high school, I really started something.
And then Landon, your twin brother, does he wrestle also?
Yeah, he wrestles at Minot State.
Trash.
NSIC gang. So you guys ever compete against each other? Is he same weight class?
Yeah, he's 125. We wrestled in college.
Nice. What was that like? Good experience?
Yeah.
Take you back to the childhood days?
Yeah, I got a chance to whoop on
Did
him.
you dog him?
Yeah.
Oh, and let him know. All right, boys. I got a couple questions because I'm new to the wrestling game. I don't know a whole lot. So obviously in wrestling, cutting weight is a big thing. So I'm going to dive into the diet perspective of it because I'm not sure. I've heard stories that you don't eat. I've heard stories that you have to eat healthy. So I assume you can't go to Taco John's and rip a meat and potato burrito or something like that when you're trying to cut weight. So talk to the people a little bit about the weight cutting process that goes into wrestling. Tear it up out here in the mat in the 98-degree heat.
So yeah, people think it's starving yourself and drinking water. It's not easy, but I think the more you do it, the better you get at it. It's not as hard. For me personally now, I don't know the last time I seen a video for night weight. And a big thing is staying hydrated. It's easy to come off. If you're starving, it's hard to lose weight. Then you're really feeling good. You have not eating. So it's not fun, but it's also it's bad.
So walk us through your worst experience trying to cut weight before a wrestling meet, whether it's middle school, high school, or even college, where you had to get on the assault bike an hour before competition. Has that ever happened to either of you?
Yeah, my senior year, I was coming down from about 130, wrestling 113. So I was about 130 before season. I was about 130 in season. But there were definitely some weeks where I'd work out before practice, in my sweats, have practice, hop on the bike after in my sweats. Probably doing it incorrect like you're talking about, but missing a lot of meals.
How long did it take to lose those 17 pounds? Because especially like
Yeah, like how quick can you drop that weight?
Usually at the beginning of the week, I come in about 12 or, and then just periodically come down by like Tuesday.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm a thin guy myself. Like I'm just a little over 130. I cannot imagine having to losing like 5 pounds.
Yep.
I don't think I can do it.
Definitely interesting. All right, boys. We're gonna dive into a little bit of the fashion that goes into wrestling. For those who are unaware, I feel like a big trend in wrestling is the sweats tucked in the socks. We actually have it live on display here. If you wouldn't mind showing the leg. Make sure we get the whole leg in the camera. Okay. Why do people do that? What's the reason behind it? Because that's a very popular wrestling move.
I mean,
Is it to stay aerodynamic on the mat or no?
I imagine initially it started out with just losing weight, so you tuck in your shirt, your sweatpants, with your socks, and I guess it just caught on to be a thing, or just get so used to it I can't even wear sweatpants.
Do you get like pissed? Would you get pissed if like other people were doing it? Like if another sport was doing it, would you be like, hey, no, wrestling does that?
Yeah,
you don't
it's
do
like
that.
the trademark of the sport.
Yeah, like you don't tuck your shorts in your socks, dog.
Basketball is one of the things.
Oh, basketball! All right, I'll talk to the fellas. Make sure they're on that way.
You think they're mocking you guys, or just trying to?
See it on the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, that's interesting. I was just curious. It's always a big thing. It's a big wrestling move. I'll make sure to inform the guys in my locker room that we're not rocking the joggers and the socks look.
And so I've covered a couple wrestling meets. Like I covered your regional tournament back in February that you hosted, and like the scoring and all that's one thing I can pick up on that. But the different moves that you learn, and I look back to I was good friends with a lot of wrestlers in middle school, and all the moves that they learned, and I couldn't fathom trying to learn all of those. So how easy was that? Like, are you guys still learning more moves, or are you still using like the same techniques that back when you first started learning those?
There's so many moves, there's no way you can do that, like all of them. So I think now it's more like just finding what works for you and really fine tuning that. So, like, if you watch me wrestle, I pretty much do the same thing.
You stick to your go-tos. You don't try and get fancy on them.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta do it, man. You gotta stick to your
It's good to
strength.
have those things in your back pocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you know, like going into the duel or whatever the tournament, do you like have background in your opponent and know like what moves they're gonna do, and do you like tailor your approach to that?
Yeah, we watch a lot of film here with our coaches, and we like implement what we watch in film in practice, so that way.
Okay. No, I feel that. Something I've noticed with wrestling that's a common theme is a lot of wrestlers go on to be big in the UFC. Is there like a reason for that, or kind of like talk about the process of like why so many guys are college wrestlers and then they break into the UFC world and then are very good at that? Because obviously I guess the UFC is a lot of wrestling, but there's also a lot of parts that aren't wrestling as well. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I've had 2 fights.
Oh, you're a UFC guy too.
MMA, yeah, before, but
How's your sweeping leg kick? On a scale of 1 to 10, like how nice is it?
that was kick.
Oh, he's got a nice kick.
But no, I think just what it is I've always just loved watching it and stuff. But I want to say, like wrestling translates so well with the grappling. Like I've done jiu-jitsu and whatnot. It's just a really good base, and I think they're so used to just the grind of wrestling. And there's not really like a professional league to go into for wrestling. So I think a lot of them just carry on and fight.
Okay. No, absolutely. All right, this is a secondary question on top of that. So we're gonna mix in some WWE superstars, some UFC superstars into your guys' wrestling. So I'm gonna throw a hypothetical at you, and I want you guys to predict the ranked order of finish. If you guys were to all hop in a cage, or an octagon, I should say, and just get after it. We'll like make up the rules and say it's just an absolute melee. Yeah, you both of you guys. So it's you two, John Cena, Nacho Libre, and The Undertaker. Order of finish. How do you think it's going?
Are we tag teaming? Or
Yeah, you guys. We'll let you guys tag team.
Well, I think the weak link's gonna be Nacho.
Nacho. Okay, we got Nacho Libre finishing 4th, not on the podium. Okay.
Rey Mysterio 619, so he's out.
But we had Undertaker. Who else?
John Cena.
I struggle with the Undertaker.
I don't know if I can take John Cena.
How tall is the Undertaker again? He's like 6'8".
He could be that big.
Okay. All right. I guess for us we'll go Nacho Libre 4. Undertaker. No. Nacho. No. Undertaker 3rd.
Bronze medal.
Bronze medal. John Cena too. John Cena's kind of that guy. He'll figure out a way. And then we'll go you boys first. All right. I was just curious. I didn't know how. Those are some of the most iconic martial arts athletes of all time. So I figured we'd throw in.
Building on like the WWE, I want to get a wrestler's perspective on that. Is that a sport? I hear all the time, like it's all stage and everything. Like how much wrestling is actually going?
I think you have to be athletic to do it.
Okay.
Because they do a lot of crazy things, but it's more
Certainly not wrestling.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's kind of cool to watch.
No, that's fair. This will be my final question to the evening, boys. A lot of wrestlers obviously are very, cut up and very, big bodies, be like the saying it is. When was your first moment where you were like looking yourself in the mirror and you're like, dude, I'm swole? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a big body. Like, when did that first hit you?
I'm still waiting for that.
Oh, still waiting? Okay, I was the honesty.
I would probably say the same.
Okay. Still waiting? All right.
Have you guys like moved up in weight class like since you come to college?
I have.
Is 125 the lowest, isn't it?
I started out as 140.
Would it just be like absurd if you guys wrestled the heaviest weight class? Like, would that just like not even be fair? Or do you think you at least have a fighting chance?
I think if you'd see some heavyweights that get out on the mat once in a while, I could probably take them. But as general speaking,
Yeah. All right.
Any heavyweight on our team now.
I was just gonna say that's just basic physics right there. A lot of bigger guys.
And my final question: if you guys weren't wrestlers, what would you guys be doing? What sport? What hobby would you guys?
probably still jiu-jitsu and MMA.
Yeah, so makes
You be a UFC superstar. Okay.
I don't think. Probably be too if it wasn't for wrestling.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's helped a lot, so.
That's good. Well, boys, thank you for coming on the show. When's the next wrestling meet or duel or match? Friday. Is it here? DC?
Sunday's here.
Sunday senior night.
Okay. So Sunday, come check out Wolves Wrestling in the BC, aka the Thunderdome. We're gonna start on. Who do you guys wrestle? Oh, you Mary's coming to town. Trash. Well, boys, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it.
Good luck this weekend.